Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharajas, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany from Pennsylvania. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees on the call, and all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Anita from Sharjah.
Hare Krishna, Anta Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumar Devidasi from Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. This is Kamalati Dasi from Baltimore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Kamadati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. I'm Rohini Priya Mataji from New York. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev, all glories to the assembled Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Rohini Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radharani Devidasi from Baltimore. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Radharani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Anybody else would like to introduce?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembly devotees. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Preeti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 5th Canto 13th Chapter verse 17 onwards. Before I hand over call to Pran Govind Prabhuji to give more brief introduction of Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Pran Govind Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to hand over call to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, my Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees on the call. His Grace Pran Govind Prabhu is a devotee from his childhood. When Prabhuji was just 8 or 9 years old, by being present in the presence of Srila Prabhupada, he desired to become a devotee. After graduating at an early age of 15, Prabhuji stayed in Mayapur and Vrindavan and received initiation. There, he started serving in various roles, such as Mayapur Dham guest house manager, general manager, as a facilitator for prasadam and accommodations for GBCs, sannyasis, devotees, and life members, as a life membership director and fundraiser for the Mayapur temple. Later, Prabhuji moved to US. For many years, Prabhuji has been serving the devotees in the Alachua temple in many ways, such as Krishna Katha in various study groups and counseling devotees to overcome their challenges on the spiritual path. Prabhuji will soon take sannyas in service of the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Pran Govind Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Pran Govind Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I would like to hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mata. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Can I just sing for 1 minute, 2 minutes? Okay.
Please, Prabhuji.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jamuna Tira Banachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Adaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Vishnu Bhagavata Jagacharya Sima Srila Bhai Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Guru Parampara ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam class ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, mothers and prabhus. First of all, I'm very grateful to be here with you all. And thank you for giving me opportunity to serve you all. I appreciate that. I'm also eternally grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he has created this wonderful Sadhu Sangha through Zoom, whether nobody can complain anymore, because in any situation you have access of Sadhu Sangha. And this Bhagavatam, the main focus is importance of Sadhu Sangha. And today's chapter, 5th canto, 13th chapter, is also glorifying the importance of Sadhu Sangha. So I'm eternally grateful for that, and I'm eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada. So I can serve eternally in this association of the devotees. I'm also grateful to Panchatattva for bringing the highest goal of life in this Kali Yuga in a format of Harinam Sankirtan and reciting Bhagavatam. With that note, I will begin. At the beginning, I will request everyone to fold their hand and invoke the mercy of Srimad Bhagavatam. But Bhagavatam is always complete and full of rasam. My fundamental identity is also pure, servant of Krishna. But in between there is something hazy or cloudy, not clear. So we invoke the mercy of Lord Vasudev, who can actually give us this clearance. So that's why Srila Prabhupada mercifully introduced this to recite 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nittam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati uttama sloke bhakti bhavati naistaki mukhaṁ karati vācālam pangulangayati girim jatkripatamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Paramananda Madhavam. So today's verse is 5th canto, 13th chapter, text 17. So this discussion, just to, I'm sure you all are fully aware where we are serving and how far we have come. And this is very nice that importance of sadhu sangha is given. So just to refresh, even though you are fully aware, just to refresh, that there are 4 results of sadhu sangha are given in the previous chapter that promoted to have that experience by Maharaj Parikshit. So Srila Sukadev Goswami is giving a beautiful narration of Maharaj Bharat, who is has a many identity. He's a Avadut because he acts like a Avadut. He's also was a king before. Now he is a Mahabhagavat. He came to a stage of almost obtaining the pure love. Little mistake happened. So he not only acquired knowledge, he has realized, and now the 3rd stage, the revealed knowledge, from where he is expressing this conclusion. So before we begin to this sloka, I just wanted to mention there is a famous verse in previous chapter that brought to this chapter, why this chapter discussion took place. And the next chapter will be the decoding or further explanation of, and out of mercy, Srila Prabhupada already started decoding each allegory, you can say, or some metaphor that the great sages uses to explain. So that verse I'm going to mention, it's a previous chapter, text 16. It's one of the verses that I adore a lot. Tasma nara sanga susanga jata gyan asina iha iva vikrana moha Harim tadiha kathan sutebam labdha smriti jati ati paran advana. 4 results. Prabhupada did not say 4 results. I just memorized the 4 results from that sloka. Perhaps I'm requesting also to all of you, see if you can detect in your life these 4 results happening of sadhu sangha. If the 4 results are not happening, that means sadhu sangha is not taking place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, bhakti, the devotional service began with sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha means bhakti. And these are the 4. Oh, you already put it up. Very nice. Thank you. So first result is, I just break down the sloka, my way of thinking, my way of remembering. You can adapt, or you can actually adapt. Not that we have to repeat everything as it is. Srila Prabhupada said in Sukdev Goswami's, even Narad Muni, Vyasdev, they were in the audience, Gurudev, Param Gurudev, they all were there. They were surprised the presentation made by Sukdev Goswami. And Prabhupada gives, because ultimate realization of Krishna consciousness, understanding will be when you or each of us are able. Now that word, each of us, I added it. The rest Prabhupada said it, I'm paraphrasing. Each of us able to present the truth, value of sadhu sangha, the ultimate goal of your life, to others or to your own self, to your own mind, you convincing every day. I do that because Prabhupada says in teachings of Lord Chaitanya in the introduction, he said one should talk to his or her own mind every day. And I do. I counsel also other devotees. I help serve. Also, I serve my own mind. I say, listen, mind, you're giving all this, but this is how it will be giving this kind of result. So why not you come along and cooperate with me? So this way, negotiation. And you will see a lot of songs of Vaishnavacharyas. Bhaja Hure Mana, the famous song, Mana Shiksha of Raghunath Das Goswami. There is a positive and negative. You have to feed in order mind to cooperate and you will be free, literally free, just like Jara Bharat, freely wandering in the world, you can be in your family and free from Maya. So break down to this verse. First is Susanga Jata Jnana. Susanga Jata Jnana means simply by association of exalted devotee, you can get Dibba Gyan. Diksha, the initiation, Diksha has a two meaning. The Dibba Gyan, where the Shka, this is Di means Dibba Gyan, and Shka means the material existence is maybe is there, you cannot touch it. Am I related to the material body, material world? Maybe, maybe not. But you will eventually diminish the identity. So this is, began, first number I see in that verse, is a Susanga Jata Jnana. Simply by associating with the devotees, I acquired Dibba Gyan, spiritual knowledge. Now, when you get the spiritual knowledge, what it does to you. Next, in that verse, it says, Jnana Ashina. Ashina is the axe. In India, I'm sure you are familiar. In America also, they do sometimes. They cut the tree down. Now, if I ask you a question, who cut this tree down? If you say, I did it, well, that's not true. Because you cannot cut the tree down without the axe. So, neither the axe can cut the tree down without you. So it is a combination. Don't take the full credit. Always give the credit to the Vaishnavas. It is proper. So the knowledge comes from the association of devotee, and more we hear the fine print, that's called skill, we learn. Willingness to cut down the material existence has to come from me. But the skill means sharpening the axe. You want to cut down the tree, if you don't have a sharpened, very fine axe, it may take long time. And if it is not at all sharp, you won't be able to cut down material. So the skill we learn from the devotee, this is called Jnana Ashina in that verse. Jnana Ashina, with the sword of knowledge, you can cut. How do you cut? To pieces. Means it will never form it back. So it's very nice. Then third result will come. Harim tad iha kathana srutabham. The third line. Harim tad iha kathana srutabham. What is that means? Means through the association of the devotee, one can engage in the service of the Lord. What service? Right now, what we are doing, we are discussing. This willingness to join, to hear and discuss Krishna Katha, it's this result of the Sadhu Sangha. So Sravanam Kirtanam began with like this, Prabhupada explains. And the fourth result, what will happen? Labdha, the last line. Labdha smiti jati atiparam advan. Very nice. Means that you can receive a feeling, an attraction, which all along is within you. So you have a three identity. It's all one, but three stages of identity. First, I'm not this body. Prabhupada always says this. Okay, I'm not this product of matter. Why I'm attracted to the matter? Since I'm not matter. So I'm not this body. Then who are you? The next identity changes. I was a Indian, Bengali, or Marathi, or I am a here, they are American. This identity changes. No, I'm a servant of Krishna. Well, do we dissolve the airport immigration? Your passport says some name, your nationality, I'm American, you dissolve it? No, you don't dissolve it. This last line is very interesting. You keep your functional identity, but fundamental identity has to be on top of the functional identity. This is what Sadhu Sangha gives. So what is the third point of that fundamental identity? That I have a particular quality, particular sentiment Krishna gave, that no other soul, no other being, no other potency, even internal potency or any potency can replace that. I am very special. When I identify with Krishna as a shelter of that love, for Krishna as a beloved to taste that love, that is our ultimate identity. So this is what Labdha Smriti Jati Atiparam Advana. What will happen if we focus on that? Prabhupada says, you will go back home, back to Godhead. You don't have to die to experience this. You can experience while you are inside this material body. You can separate. So with that note, then question came that how does it happen? Then the question brought Bharat Maharaj or Jara Bharat to narrate this beautiful today's sloka or this chapter. So we'll go to this sloka, 5:17. We'll just repeat. Let's see if I can find sloka 17. Yeah. Okay. So today's sloka is Tairvaschitta Hansa Kulam Sambhashin Arochayan Silam Upeti Vanaran. Mother or whoever is displaying the sloka, can you go to 5.13.17 today's? I was just explaining this verse, previous one, just to
I'm placing 5.13.17 only, Prabhuji.
Okay.
This is the 17th.
Thank you. Tajjati rasena sunirvitendriya parashpara dikshana bismitati. Would you like to read the translation and the purport, Mata?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I would like to read.
Sure.
Being cheated by them, the living entities in the forest of material world tries to give up association of these so-called yogis, swamis, and incarnations and come to association of real devotees. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of spiritual master or advanced devotees. Therefore, he gave up their company and again returned to the association of monkeys who are simply interested in sense gratification and women. He deserves satisfaction by associating with sense gratifiers and enjoying sex and intoxication. In this way, he spoils his life simply by indulging in sex and intoxication, looking into the face of other sense gratifiers, he becomes forgetful and thus approach death. Purport by His Grace, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Sometimes a foolish person becomes disgusted with bad association and comes to association of devotees and brahmanas and take initiation from a spiritual master. As advised by the spiritual master, he tries to follow the regulatory principles. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master. He therefore gives up the company of devotee and goes to associate with a Semain people who are simply interested in sex and intoxication. Those who are so-called spiritualists are compared to monkey outwardly. Monkeys sometimes resemble sadhus because they live naked in the forest and pick fruits, but their only desire is to keep many female monkeys and enjoy sex life. Sometimes so-called spiritualists seeking a spiritual life comes to association with Krishna conscious devotee, but they cannot execute the regulatory principles or follow the path of spiritual life. Consequently, they leave the association of devotees and go to associate with sense gratifiers who are compared to monkeys. Again, they revive their sex and intoxication, and looking at one's other face, they are thus satisfied in the way they pass their lives up to the point of death. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving the opportunity.
Thank you. This is a beautiful, the whole chapter is beautiful. And of course, each of us can detect how our consciousness is getting affected and impacted. Because this purport, it looks like a long time back in probably early 70s, Prabhupada wrote the purport. But if you look at today, well, that time the ISKCON was different, but today in ISKCON, we see this purport is so 100% applicable. And some devotees are actually sometime going off, on, come back, keep going, come back. This is not written for somebody, for King Rahuguna to hear from Jara Bharat. It is relevant to our modern associate amongst the devotees in ISKCON. So there are 3 points I found very important. The importance of sadhana. Generally, devotee or somebody would leave the sadhu sangha or society when they are not fully aware the value. If you know how to calculate the value, then you will keep the record, track record, how much inventory you have. Similarly, if you value the spiritual life and what is ultimate goal, constant calculation is there, then we will do anything to maintain that and go further and increase more. But if we do not know the value, we will not keep track. So Maya will infiltrate in our consciousness and divert us. So it's very important what keeps us going. Hearing these verses of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami Pad, both on this sadhana, that Krishna Shakti bina nahe tar pravartan. Empowerment causes perseverance. Okay. How do you get empowerment? That question will come. From the devotee, senior Vaishnava, from Guru, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Holy Name. Oh, can they just give? No. They will give only proportion to your sincere endeavor. This is the key. More we are sincere and seriously trying, more the mercy will enter in our consciousness. It's a very interesting. Now, another point also, Prabhupada talks about Markat Vairagya. First of all, what is Vairagya? Is Vairagya necessary? Well, let's see what in Bhakti, I was thinking in Bhakti, 64 items of Sadhana Bhakti, or you can say 81, or you can say 9 limbs of Bhakti, or 5 most important. You can go either way, but you will never see Vairagya is Vairagya is a limbs of Bhakti. No, Vairagya is not a limbs of Bhakti. Then why Vairagya is so prominent? Detachment, detachment, detachment. Why so much? Well, let's have a just few minutes discussion on this. That in scriptures, the word Maya, when we use the word Maya, is used differently depending upon the context. If you look at from linguistic point of view, Maya, Prabhupada says, Maya, that which is not. Few times Prabhupada mentioned that which is not. That means our ascribing to a property, to an object, which is not there in it. So Jarabhara is giving a beautiful, this allegory story, and King Rahuguna is grasping it. So Maya does not mean that nothing exists. We should be very aware. You know the famous verse, I mean many verses are there, depicts this. One of them is Rite artham jat pratiyata na pratiyata cha atmani tad viddad atmano maya. So the Lord himself explained this. Tad viddad atmano maya jata bhasho jatatama. In 2nd Canto Bhagavatam 9th chapter, that Lord himself expressing the definition of Maya very scientifically to Brahmaji. This is one of the Chatusloki famous verse. So Maya doesn't mean nothing exists. What Maya means in that sloka, what I understand, that we think of an object as something which is, the object is not. And this is the biggest problem. So for example, when there is a mirage, a person may see water in a desert. It is not the water or desert is not reality. There is a substance called water and there is a substance called desert. So Seeing the water in a desert, when the water is not present there, is due to Maya or illusion. Similarly, thinking of material temporary to be spiritual, like this sex enjoyment, or whatever the material enjoyment we have, we think, if I have enough of this, I'll be fine. This is the illusion. So both material and spiritual are real. Material is also real. Now, if I touch my finger in the fire and say, why fire burn me? Well, it's not the fault of fire. Fire has a quality, inherent quality to burn. Whether I know it or I don't know it, whether I'm ignorant or I'm a wise guy, the fire will burn, whether I'm an intelligent or fool. Because that's the quality of fire, inherent, it is inseparable. So similarly, Maya also has an inherent nature, which is illusion. So both material and spiritual are real. But to ascribe the property of one to the other is an illusion. That's all. The bottom line of conclusion you will see in I believe 25th sloka of this chapter. So Vairagya, as I mentioned, we are follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is one of the famous verse that I always, some or other, I don't know, even if I want to forget it, it doesn't, like Krishna is like pounds in me. You know, I'm sure each of you have some verses like always there in your mind, that verse. It says, Mahaprabhu Bhaktakane Vairagya Pradhan. Jaha deke Pritahan Gaur Bhagavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is happy with a devotee. When he see the first priority in our daily life is Vairagya. So that question comes, what is Vairagya? You're talking about sannyas, renunciation, what is Vairagya? So I'll discuss just few minutes. Let me see the time. I'll discuss few minutes. What is Vairagya? And today in the purport, Prabhupada gives one of the aspect of Vairagya called Markat Vairagya. So Vairagya in generally, the famous verse in 1st Canto 2nd chapter that gives a result of our bhakti. Now you are chanting, you are cooking, you are cleaning your house, which is a temple. You are serving the Lord, you're serving your household devotees. Krishna trusted the spouse, children in your care. So you are serving, but these two manifestation has to be detected in order for each of us have a guarantee that we are actually on the right track. Now, if the GPS in my driving time says next exit is SR22, I'm just throwing a number, and then he say, and then SR22 going to Tallahassee, but I'm going to Miami, opposite direction. I say, Tallahassee? What did I do wrong? I'm not going to Tallahassee. Well, in the car, if you noticed, there is an accelerator takes you to the destiny, but there is also brake, which will never take you destiny. But necessary that brakes is there, means the doubt. Am I progressing? These are like a brakes. So I press the brakes, slow down, take the exit off. Yes, I am in a wrong. I have to detour and take back to the right track. Okay, going to Miami. Very good. Similarly, these are the two direction, GPS guidance. The famous verse, Prabhupada quote this many times. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayatiya Suvairagyam Gyanam Cha Jat Ahetukam. So in that verse it says that two component of bhakti, not the limbs of bhakti, not that you perform those, you don't have to practice those, but they come naturally. But then, how do you know if you are developing those? So you have to detect. In that sense, you have to develop or see the sign or symptom in your life. One of the quality of bhakti yogi, us, is detachment. That's the fact, Prabhupada says. So detachment doesn't mean you own nothing. It means nothing owns you. It is easy to be detached when you meditate in a some hut or Radhakund cave when you have nothing. But these Krishna consciousness majorities are practiced in a big city, in a village and other places. So we are surrounded by consumerism. So first of all, we need to understand that nothing is ours. Starting with our partner, our kids, our loved ones, God has entrusted them to you so that you can take care of them. And all your wealth was given to you by Krishna as well. Now, hope the infection of atheism is not there, because atheists may object and claim that only their hard work. But Prabhu, I work very hard for this. Do you? So all the hardworking people would have life like you. But that's not true. So all our wealth, all your wealth was given to you by Krishna. And we should not claim that only our hard work brought them where we are right now. You know, I met my spouse, so I married. Well, that's actually not a good way of concluding your life journey, because it is Krishna who is inside your heart, inside that person's heart, brought you together. Just taking any credit separately from Krishna is wrong. So this is what detachment where plays in a subtle way. At some extent, it is true, you may say, but in fact, Prabhupada says not even a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Krishna. Yes, you can try hard and create good product, make a great advertisement and etc. But at the end, it's not your power whether people would buy your stuff or not. It's up to him. So on the Vairagya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught a good lesson to Raghunath Das Goswami. And I love that chapter in Antalila where Mahaprabhu says, Antaranishta Bhajya Loko Vyavahar Achirat Krishna Tumai Kariben Uddhar. One time Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked Prabhupada that where this material attachment began, why can't, if we can find it, we can just root it out. It was very interesting. And Prabhupada gave him a story of that a sage once asked to ascribe the nature of illusion of this attachment. So he ran out into the courtyard, slung his arm around a tree and began shouting, "Let me go, let me go." It was a graphic response. We desire freedom from material world, yet we maintain so many attachments. The escape of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami depicts, even Raghunath Das Goswami, the soul's disentanglement from material affairs. Subsequent dedication to spiritual life. For most, the complete abandonment of family and society may neither be possible nor recommended. The principle of renunciation, however, is universal for all aspiring spiritualists, us, you all. So renunciation is the basic principle sustaining the lives of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. Seeing this renunciation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself is Supreme Personality of Godhead, was extremely satisfied. Now, from your own observation, I'm sure you will agree the worldly life, what it entails. Awkward dealings with money, possession, people, career, to name but a few. We may understandably develop the notion that such a lifestyle is incompatible with spiritual goal. So true renunciation, however, does not entail mere abandonment of such dealing and activities. One must renounce the mentality, just the mentality that one is the controller. By the way, I'm sure you all heard it a million times. Soul, jiva, anisha rupena. Madhacharya says, Prabhupada put this in the purport. We are never controller. What we do is a choice, free choice. We have a free will, means choice we have. We are not controller. You can say we are not ultimate controller, we are like little controller while I'm driving. You have a choice. You can use it as a controller, but you are never a full controller. By offering the results of our daily work, whatever it is, money, knowledge, influence, anything you have in service of Krishna, knowing Krishna to be the ultimate enjoyer and controller, we can achieve the same state of renunciation as those who physically leave everything behind. There is no difference between Jarabarat, who is Abadut, versus a devotee in Alachua, who is completely sacrificed for Prabhupada's mission. This is a very truth. So, like Prabhupada says, few clue. One letter you can see in Veda base, Prabhupada write letter to Hansudut Maharaj, that you all are such an advance, like a sannyasi, not less. Prabhupada gave a one quote, so nice. He said, renunciation is the result of genuine spiritual emotion. Believe or not, I chant that mantra sometimes, because that pulls me close to Krishna. It is necessary. Srila Prabhupada said he will never associate with anything or anyone that has no connection with Krishna. Well, that's not possible. Everything is connected. So then he says, not changing clothes becomes renounce. That is true. So Jukta Vairagya, Prabhupada promote. Jukta Vairagya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu promotes. Mahaprabhu's teaching, the Krishna consciousness is actually Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Shikhartam Ekam Purusha Purana. This is the famous verse that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wrote this. He wrote 100 verses. Mahaprabhu was not very happy because Mahaprabhu didn't like his own glory to hear. But devotees are so wonderful. Before they take these 100 verses inside Mahaprabhu's room to recite, Mukunda, he wrote this on a wall, these 2 verses. And Prabhupada wrote, when I joined, there was no Bhagavad Gita at that time in Bengali, only Vairagya Vidya. That book was there as a main book. And it says Vairagya Vidya. Now they change it because it says people get scared, the word Vairagya. I guess in Indian culture or Indian language, there's a connotation with a certain word. In English also, mendicant, we say homeless, like all these words. So Vairagya has some bad connotation, but actually Vairagya means Bishesh Rupe Ra. When your emotion is so deeply rooted and growing to attract Krishna, then unnecessary things fades away in your natural attraction. That is called Vairagya. That is the definition of Vairagya. That is my way of understanding from that verse. So detachment does not mean you own nothing. It means nothing owns you. Otherwise, this ashakti, attachment, makes us psychologically rigid. You saw when the hurricane comes, generally Florida, we don't get too many, but once in a while, we see that if something is not deeply rooted, trees knocks out. Some tree has a deep root, they stay alive. If some devotee has a deep understanding about this philosophy, he or she will keep on going until the goal is achieved. But if the understanding is not deeply rooted, little opposition comes. Oh, that Maharaj fell down. Oh, this something happened here. This happened, that happened. ISKCON, this. They just kind of give up their enthusiasm to check or serve. So it is important and it is wonderful. Bhakti Sangha Japa group, they are such a wonderful devotees that you all organizing this satsang discussion. And it's like almost non-stop you all are doing. I just became a member of the WhatsApp and such a wonderful. I thank you for that. And I pray to my Ishtadev, Radha Shema Sundar, that let the Bhakti Japa Sangha group flourish more and more and attract more and more devotees. So back to this, detachment is absence of emotional dependence, not absence of emotion. We should not misunderstand. We need emotion because we serve Krishna with emotion. Like Mother Jashoda served Krishna with 4 types of emotion: Palan, Poshan, Taran, Varshan. The emotion, the feeling goes with this. That's what Krishna loves. Krishna enjoys to be frightened by Mother Jashoda. As a God, he can never. So these are, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings on Vairagya. I mentioned this many times. I'm going to mention this 1,000,000 times. Detect your own existence right now. See which category or what proportion of my daily life is going towards this. If we are detached from Krishna, attached to duty, maintenance, family, this, that, then we are materialist. What is materialist? They are detached from Krishna, attached to the matter, period. Those who are detached from matter, also detached from Krishna. Oh, impersonalism. They can be very serious, sadhu, very serious, renounced, but they are impersonalist or mayavadi. Contamination is there. If someone say, well, Prabhu, I am attached to Krishna, but I am also attached to my sense gratification. Well, you are material, how do you say, prakrita bhakta. You can translate any way you are. Means you are on the way, you haven't reached a complete detachment from the matter. Not that you give up, bodily needs is there. Body has a demand, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Okay, you give. But what this chapter is emphasizing, obsession. contemplation on the bodily needs is condemned for a spiritualist. But Sahajiyajam is, they have an attachment to Krishna, but they are also attached to sense enjoyment. They don't give up. They're advancing, but their advancement, I use that example of rocking chair. You're going forward, going backward, going forward, going backward, not going anywhere. That's how I feel like. But even that is better than not practicing. Why? Because the power of bhakti is that it will pull you out of the chair and keep you walking, going forward. And the fourth category, those who are attached to Krishna, detached to the sense gratification. When I say sense gratification, try to understand this, that completely separately enjoying desire is what actually sense gratification. Because in spiritual life, we also have a sense gratification. And I just heard one lecture of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, these young boys and girls, they are also getting spiritual sense gratification. The nice prasadam, dancing, chanting, culture, arts, and all are there. And that is true. But that is purifying. It is acceptable. But separate existence, separately, I want to enjoy separately from Krishna. I want to enjoy or earn money separately from Krishna. That is what we are saying, cut off. That is what ultimate vairagya boils down. So renunciation, renouncing which is used in Krishna's service is not renunciation. That is false renunciation, Falgu vairagya. Markat vairagya, of course, is the same concept. So we promote Jukta vairagya. Jukta vairagya is to renounce the enjoying mentality to use the thing in Krishna's service. So Srila Prabhupada often used the statement that actually nothing belongs to us. So what is there actually to renounce? Just like this devotee in New Vrindavan paid obeisances to Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, I feel like renouncing the world. He said, Prabhupada said, do you own the world? He said, no. Then how can you renounce something you don't own? So everything, even our body, belongs to Sri Krishna. By the way, I'm sure you are aware, your beloved Krishna also lives in the same body. Focusing on that will help us to come out of it. So everything, even our body, belongs to Sri Krishna. So only thing to be renounced is the illusion that we have to renounce. I am Krishna's. Krishna is mine. Ami to tomar, tumi to amar, ki karjo aparadhane. Bhaktivinoda Thakur write this song. Then when the relationship has stages, but one stage you come, I am yours, you are mine. Nothing else to do with anyone or anything. I am Krishna's and Krishna is mine. So what else I do? I am yours, you are mine, and that's all that matters. So in this way, one makes steady spiritual advancement. So when Srila Prabhupada says that we don't have to renounce action or possession, we have to renounce the misconception that we are enjoyer, we are cooperative. When Krishna enjoys, we also enjoy as subordinate, aren't we? Yes. So that is what wanted. Okay, I have a 1 minute. Do I have time? I forgot about. Do I, mothers, whoever the host?
Yes, Prabhuji.
We have time?
Yes.
How much time?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
You can go 20 more minutes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah, but also we have, there might be some question.
Okay. Whichever you want me to do. Question, take the question or we can discuss more?
No, you can go like 10 more minutes further and then question.
Okay, thank you so much. So one of the way I detect myself, one of the way you can detect where is your consciousness are directed at this moment in your life. Now, in the beginning, I remember a couple of years back, it's like, oh, I have to be fully aware. Then I saw a nice quote of Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, be conscious that you are conscious of Krishna conscious. So, oh, I have to be aware all the time. So, one of the easy way to do, practice 5 minutes every day, then 10 minutes. You will like it so much, then it will go half an hour, 1 hour, then you don't even know that you are fully aware what you are doing, always conscious. This is so nice. It is required. Because Krishna and us, what is blocking? You can say anartha and all this. This anarthas and all this misguiding, misconception will be removed if we are fully aware. Then we can push them away from our path. This is required. So at our core, we are conscious being. To be conscious means to have emotions. And these emotions cannot be wished away. So what do? Well, first be aware the difference between attachment to the sense enjoyment. When we say sense enjoyment is the matter. We are spirit, but we have an attachment to the matter, dead matter. This is what we are trying to get away from it. But Prabhu, I have this material body, material mind, subtle matter, gross matter, the food, rice, dal, car, my job, the house, everything is matter, material. What is material? Is matter. Well, there's two ways we see. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very nicely explained. What is Satchidananda? Satchidananda is spiritual. Krishna is spiritual. Satchidananda, the soul is spiritual. The body, the mind, the house, the material world, these are all 8 elements. Bhumi, apa, analo, vayu, khammana, buddhireva, ahankar, itiyam me vinna prakriti. So Krishna says this is prakriti, material. Earth, air, water. Okay, so how do we survive? There's a two way to look at it. One is compositional sense, one is application sense. Compositional sense means what is composed with. Okay, this is composed with Satchidananda, it's spiritual. Okay, wonderful. I am also spiritual, but I cannot have access to my spiritual activity without this body and the mind, because I am buried under there. So then we have to learn the second part, application sense. What is application sense? Utilization. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, 4.24, Bhagavad Gita, famous verse, Prabhupada gives, that whatever we have, first thing we have to remember, Prabhupada said, we cannot offer anything material to Krishna. Okay, so what is spiritual? Everything I have around is material. Yes, but who is the owner? That has to be memorized in the first step. Ishavaisyam idam sarvam jat kincha jagatam jagat. That everything owned by Krishna and he controls. Okay. That verse in Ishopanishad says that Krishna owns everything and everything belongs to him. The third line, you have to fill it up, for his pleasure. Okay, whether it's material or spiritual doesn't matter. Everything he is the owner. So that link is there. Those who are pujari, I'm sure, before you enter into the altar, you bhuta shuddhi, you purify your existence. Na aham viprana chanarapati na api vaishyana sudra. I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not a Brahman, I'm not an ashram, I'm not a Varna. Who are you? Gopi Bhartu, Pradun, Gopi Bhartu Padakamala Dasa, Dasa Anudasa. That I may identifying myself as a servant of the servant of the servant of that Supreme Lord, who is the protector, care, affectionate to those gopis headed by Srimati Radharani. I'm a maid servant or servant of this, that Krishna. That is fundamental identity. So that with that attitude, you can enter into the altar. Because altar is pure goodness. So when we can link this, utilizing, then everything becomes spiritualized. Now, spiritualized doesn't mean Satchidananda. It has a similar effect, but there is a fine line. I'm not going to go too much details in it because it itself is class. If we are not careful, the spiritualizing, okay, I'm talking about Krishna now, my senses, my thought, my mind, everything is spiritualizing. But that doesn't mean this body will stay there because it is coming from the material source. If I'm not focusing, it can go back. Sense enjoyment. So that part, which will never happen to Satchidananda body. So until we are fully awakened, fully, even that, until the last, this body dissolve, we should always focus until the last breath. Be alert. Even you are liberated. Prabhupada was so wonderfully demonstrated that and explained that. So we have to remember this. So back to this, I'm going to end with this. The renunciation means death of false ego. I learned that from Sripad Radhanath Maharaj, who is my spiritual mentor. He said the renunciation means death of false ego. So who doesn't want renunciation? Everybody needs, not only wants, needs. When you attentively chanting japa, no slackening in japa harinam, because false ego disappear. Respectful to the devotees, disharmonizing devotee sangha. These are such an important point. So what jiva current situation in the material world, if we just think about that, then you can completely come with that. So I'll end with this last paragraph, what I was thinking this morning, that we are in this world. If we can just focus two things from this chapter, spirituality is not world rejecting. Some people think like, like, I want to be a spiritual person. I want to go to Golok Vrindavan. It's like a jumping over the world. Okay, here is the boundary wall. Let's jump and get out of here. I'm not saying you all think like this, but I was crazy a little bit. Sometimes I used to think like that. Yeah, it would be nice that jump off the material wall and you are in the spiritual world. In one sense, that idea has some deep root. But we think sometimes jumping over the world with all its problem and complication is the way to reach God. Yes, spiritualists don't want to get caught in the broken world. If we rush into the world to impulsively enjoy its pleasure or to presumptuously fix things on our own, we get entangled. And you all will agree. Still, Krishna is not entirely separate from the world. That's my point. We need to love him in the world. Even though this chapter talks about this illusion of this world, but it also gives another shades of light that we have to hold. We cannot just reject the world. So what we should do? We need to love Krishna in the world, where you are, in your family, in whatever body you have. How do you love in this world? Through this world, through this body, through this mind. What to do? Well, offer him with the world. How do you offer with the world? You get all your ingredients, if you look at it, rice, dal, coming from where? From this world. So offer with the world. And how do you love in the world? The world comes from Krishna. Always we should meditate. Is meant to serve an arena for soul like me who are destined from Krishna to come closer to him. Indeed, you will see Bhagavad Gita and this chapter, whole Bhagavatam, describe how Krishna is so concerned about this world. If Krishna is not concerned about this world, then why Krishna comes here? Jada jada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Who said this? Krishna said this. Means he cares. Krishna cares for us. Can we all focus on that? Krishna cares for us. That's why he comes again and again. For who? Not for the world. For me, for you, for each soul. He wants, he loves us, but he does not want to intervene in our free will. That is the problem. Of course, that is the beauty, because free will is the only most valuable things Krishna gave as our main asset, who we are. It's made of. So the next point, the love. How do you love Krishna through the world? Well, when you face the world challenge purposefully, we can develop and demonstrate the earnestness of our devotion, bhakti. In the crucible of the world's challenges, our love for Krishna crystallizes from amorphous sentiment to resilient dedication. It happened to me. I'm sure some of you will relate with that. And the last point, how do you love Krishna with the world? Krishna consciousness tradition declares the world is meant to be offered to Krishna. Ishavashamidam sarvam. You can focus on that verse, and Prabhupada gave a wonderful purport. So I end with this, that we reach Krishna not by rejecting the world, but by loving Krishna in, through, and with the world. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, I'm sorry, Mata. I think I went a little over. Yeah? Or am I okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Mata.
Thank you so much for this wonderful class and very enlightening class today. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna loves everyone. We need to utilize our free will towards to Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. If anybody have any questions or realizations, please go ahead. Raise hands, we can unmute for that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a beautiful class. Very grateful to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You have explained nicely how the Abstinence works and how the tree cut, usually the tree cut happens like we don't cut the tree, axe is there and axe is not cutting the tree itself. There is both a cooperation and like how the Abstinence works. You have given very beautiful explanation and then you went to discuss. Beautifully explained about Kata Vairagya and very good. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, you all can unmute yourself and ask yourself realization, please.
I think everyone understood very nicely, Prabhuji. That's why I don't have any questions.
Everybody is convinced. They are merciful to me. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very nice class and very nice instructions, Prabhuji. You have to be attached to Krishna to get detached from the material world, and that's so easy. But it looks, when we get entangled, it looks difficult. Yeah. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your blessings to Bhakti Sangha conference call. We want to, do more and more. We are doing Chaitanya Charitamrita class and Bhagavatam class and also children classes, Bhagavad Gita classes.
So nice. Whoever came up with the idea, this is such a wonderful, because some of the temple, unfortunately, maybe it will come back. They don't have a ability to keep up in the morning sadhana nicely. But you all are empowered. I strongly believe, not just flattering. I don't have any intention of flattering anymore. Sincerely observing that you have genuine interest. So Prabhupada and Krishna is empowering all of you to keep this going. And you are actually saving a lot of devotees' Krishna conscious lifestyle. So thank you for that. I'm sure Krishna will probably smiling and laughing hearing our discussion.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your sweet words. Yes, because of Bhakti Sangha group, our mind is not going towards material world sometimes. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
So we can end here if no one has.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have a question, if you don't mind me asking.
Sure,
so you talked about how Krishna gives us free will. Prabhupada also states that once we begin our Krishna conscious life, there's no way Krishna will ever let us leave. And I'm very thankful for that. But does that interfere with the free will part, Prabhu?
Can you say the second line again? I kind of.
So I said that Krishna gives us free will, but Prabhupada also states that once we enter Krishna consciousness, there's no way Krishna will let us leave. And I'm very thankful for that because I don't want to leave. But will that interfere with the free will part, Prabhu? Is that interfering with our free will?
No, free will is eternally, I would say, component of who you are. Because we are made of Sat Chit Ananda. Chit potency has a function. Each potency, Satchidananda is one together. Also, it has a 3 division. So Chit potency has a free will and a desire. Desire are eternally is within us, in our heart. But of course, in America, it's misunderstood. They say follow your heart. But heart, the desire are produced from the heart, but some desire can take you away from Krishna also. So it's not like follow your heart, follow Shastra, follow Guru, and not heart, until the heart become pure. So when you say free will, now free will to a prisoner, can I ask you a question on your question? That do you see the difference between the free choice or free will amongst the prisoner, inmate, versus regular citizen on in the city or country.
Yes, bro, it's very limited.
Yes. So similarly, even though I don't know, I hope you never went to the prison, but I went a couple times for a. We used to have a Saturday reading Bhagavad Gita to the inmate, and we got one devotee actually out of that. Even during Prabhupada's time, many actually joined from the prison. Now I remember, even in San Diego, Brajendanandan Prabhu, they actually became devotee from the prison, meeting the other prisoner who is a devotee. Krishna's hand probably is for some reason. So I learned something from him, that they have an exact time for lunch, 12 o'clock lunch. Now, if you say, well, I'm not hungry, I'll eat after a couple hours. No. After a couple hours, you may be starving or hungry. I want food. You are not getting food. 12 o'clock in the prison lifestyle, 12 o'clock, time for lunch, you go to lunch. And if you don't miss this, you have to wait till next day lunch. In between, you will have a dinner, some snacks and others. So like that. So you can see, but in your home, you can have lunch whenever you want, whenever you cook, right? So even in materially, there's so much difference, free will choice or choice you have amongst these. Now, because you are thinking of the free will, I'll give you one little note on this. Free will, the main part of the free will is the willpower that comes from within you. And that willpower has a two function. One is persistence, or you may say you may not have a persistence, but you have a resilience. To go on spiritual life, this comes from actually willpower, your willingness. Even Krishna will not make you chant Hare Krishna unless you want to chant. The willpower is so powerful. Bhakti, even Mahabhagavat, even Narad Muni comes. He can do so much, but still, that soul, if he does not want to come to bhakti, he cannot make him devotee. So you can see that free will, how powerful it is. To become devotee, it has to come from you, to accept. Of course, Narad Muni, they are very clever, like Prabhupada is very clever. When they told him regarding Alex, who became a devotee, he is the, what do they call, ringleader of a drug cartel in California. And one of the temple actually was built by that drug money. A lot of devotee became, actually they became devotee from drug dealing. Of course, they didn't go back to drug. But their ringleader came one time. Says, so what happened? All my people going, becoming Hare Krishna. So he also came. So devotee told Prabhupada that this man, Alex, does not know anything but one thing, LSD. That's all. Prabhupada said, okay, that's nice. What happened? Oh, he came to see you. Said, oh, yeah, sure, bring him. So he came, and first question he asked, what is this spiritual happiness? A lot of my man you have taken. Seems like there is a competition between two gurus. One is drug guru, one is Hare Krishna guru, Prabhupada. So of course, Prabhupada didn't say like that, but it was like conversation, I was, putting a metaphor. So then this man asked, what is the happiness, spiritual happiness in spiritual world? Prabhupada said, it's like an ocean of LSD. Ocean of LSD. Okay, I joined. No further discussion, he joined. Now, you will never find in any scriptures or any acharya ever said spiritual world is ocean of LSD. But Prabhupada had an art of capturing the soul in many ways. Of course, that devotee, when he was expressing, he was laughing and laughing. He said, Prabhupada tricked me. But if you would say something else, probably I would not become devotee. Now I'm grateful that Prabhupada actually tricked me. So that way, of course, they attract, not necessarily straightforward quoting the verse will attract everybody. So Prabhupada had a unique way of attracting many souls. So that's one. Another one is abstinence. Abstinence means you don't want to do something like a sleeping during Mangalarti, unless you have a good reason that you work whole night or something. During morning sadhana, so important, but a body wants to sleep. I just love to sleep long time. Somebody may say like that. Well, you say, okay, I'll give up, because Jagannath Das Babaji says, if you chant, even Prabhupada said one time, during Brahma Muhurta, reading something is like equal to 5 hours, 1 hour equal to 5 hours after sunrise. Wow, that's like a, really, I want to chant in the morning, not after. Jagannath Das Babaji really gave a whole class about it, that how important to get up in the morning. So somebody has to have that strong desire, but then they have a desire, but it does not sustain. It fails. So abstinence, I'm not going to fall asleep back. I'm going to stay awake. How that power will come? How that willpower will act there? It depends on your sadhana. How strong you are using your free will to stay up in sadhana. If you voluntarily choosing and thriving, that's all Krishna watches from within your heart. Oh, this girl or this boy trying very hard to come forward. At one point, you'll see you'll fail and you'll regret and you say, Krishna, help me. That time Krishna really say, okay, I will help you. I was just watching how far you go. So gradually, resilience means that will fall, like Bible says. The difference between saint and devil, they both may fall, but one stay fallen. You know the word one stay fallen? Sometimes we see, we need to help them, not stay fallen. They should come back. And the Bible said that Jesus said that saint means he gets up and keep going. So I may fell down. Many times in my life I fell down, probably. Mentally sometime I fell down, probably many times. I commit offense. This is fallen condition. But then, I regret. So Krishna watches that it is genuine, okay. Mentally maybe committing offense, but some or other is trying to come back and not commit offense. So this is the beauty of free will. So free will means willpower comes from there. And this is very important. Thank you for a wonderful question, Mother Asha.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
So we can end here since no one else is. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for an enlightening class today. We are very grateful to you and we look forward to your association again and again in the future. Let's pay our obeisance to Prabhuji.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
भागवतम की जय।
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Bhakti Japa Sangha, Bhakti Japa Sangha, Bhakta Vrinda
Prabhuji
ki
ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for such a beautiful
Thanks,
class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavats pranam.
Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining.